When you're bidding on a particular keyword, there are actually 5 different strategies you can employ in terms of where you want your bid to lie and the results you want. The first bidding strategy is simple. You bid whatever it takes to be number one. You want the number one position on a page, which means you're going to appear at the very top of a Google search results page. You're going to be well above the fold. You're always going to be visible, best visibility. And to do that, you're going to spend whatever it takes. Obviously, this strategy is not cost effective. In fact, it can be costly, but it may give you the best results. The next strategy is to bid for a specific position. You say, well, and it's kind of a variation of the first strategy, but not bidding on number one. You say, I don't need to be number one. I could be number 2 and still be near the top of the page. Or maybe I can be number 3 and still be on the main search results page, but not at the top, and spend less money for it. So with this strategy, you pick a position and you have to fine-tune your bids over time. This strategy actually requires a bit of work, because you might find you're paying too much and getting a higher position than you wanted, or not paying enough and getting a lower position than you wanted. So you have to keep testing and evaluating your results to hit the position you want. The third strategy is one that I particularly like and in fact recommend, and that's bidding high and then lowering your bids. And here's the key. You bid high to get a strong position, to get a high position. Because of the high position, you end up getting a higher quality score, and that lets you achieve a higher position at a lower cost. So after you achieve a high position by bidding high, in subsequent days or weeks, you can then lower your bids and still maintain that same position. It's a very crafty strategy that gives you both position, and over time, again, over time now, it will lower your costs. Now, that said, you might say, look, I don't want to get number one. I don't need to get number one. I just, want to get placed, and I'm going to bear, and I don't have a big budget, so I'm just going to bid the minimum amount necessary. This type of strategy was certainly cost effective. However, you may be disappointed with the results. The bare minimum bid might not get you a whole lot of good placement. Finally, you can just say, look, I'm going to bid what it's worth to me. I know that I get a certain click-through rate, I get a certain conversion rate, and I know that a sale is worth X amount to me. I can do the math and say that, therefore, each click is worth a specific amount to me. That's what I'm going to bid. You actually figure backwards from what you get from your click to figure out what you want to pay for your click. And a lot of advertisers do this, especially if you're aiming for conversions, aiming to sell something. You work backwards and say a click is worth X amount, that's how much I'm going to bid.